Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do a little bit of a review on this vintage mid-90s Kitchenaid washer. I think this was built in 1994 or 1996. I looked it up on the serial number. Now I can't remember, but it's one or the other. So this is a pretty old machine. This machine is at least 20 years old. This washer was built in Clyde, Ohio, by the Whirlpool Corporation. So this is a classic direct drive washer. Now, for those of you who don't know what a direct drive washer is, it is a specific design of machine made by Whirlpool. I believe it started around 1982, and I think it ceased production in I think either 2007 or 2011. I think it was 2011, but I can't be 100% sure. They still do make it today on their stack unit washer dryers, but you cannot buy one new as a standalone full-size washer. When this washer came out, it was obviously very well received. It does a fantastic job cleaning, excellent performance, and most importantly, it's very, very easy to repair. This washer, with a basic screwdriver and a nut driver, you could fix anything on this machine yourself, relatively cheap because the parts are so abundant. Cool things to note about this machine is that it does have a porcelain on steel top, so it won't fade, very scratch resistant. It's got your regular basic cycles, regular permanent press, delicate cycle, 3 temperature settings, all cold rinse, and 4 water level selections. So it's not a really complicated machine, but definitely well built. So one other bonus on the machine is the very, very cool turquoise 2-piece agitator. I find that to be pretty awesome. Direct drive washers can be easily identified by looking at the back of the machine. It should have like a brown or black or silver. Basically, it looks like the back panel comes off. Also, if you look underneath the machine, you'll notice the absence of a belt. Anyways, here's the moment of truth. We're finally going to wash my dirty, fleece-lined Dickie pants. And I'll tell you, this week was a rough week. I got my pants really, really dirty. I mean, look at that. It's pretty disgusting. Anyways, I also changed a variable a little bit. I added 6 pair of pants instead of 5. One of the pants was not fleece lined. It was just kind of a thinner basic pair of Dickies. But, I had to do my laundry, so don't blame me. This particular KitchenAid washer actually defaults on a lower wash speed. My KitchenAid that I have at my house actually has the option of doing a heavy duty wash, which is a much faster agitation cycle. This one I don't have that option, so this was a little bit more of a gentle wash action, but ultimately it did pretty good regardless. A couple other things to note about this machine: the spin speed is pretty slow. It's only 660, 670, so your clothes aren't coming out like super spun dry, but that's a small price to pay for actually having clean laundry. So I'll cut right to the chase. Look at this washer. Immediately starts pulling my pants down. You could tell that there's definitely good rollover action. The soap pot is already busted and the soap's bubbling up at the top here. Of course, I forgot to put in my 3 colored microfiber towels. Here they are. But you could watch almost immediately. They get pulled down by that agitator. The top half of the agitator is there to pull the clothes down to the bottom of the agitator, which is what actually washes your clothes. As you can see, the microfiber towels are already down, and the green one just started to make its way up again. There's the blue one, the yellow one's at the top of the screen, and that was one full turnover in like 30 seconds. It'll continue to do this for the next 14 or 12 minutes, depending on where I landed on the dial. But needless to say, this thing has fantastic rollover, excellent cleaning power. I mean, no wonder they made this machine for 30 years. So this machine is not perfect. Let's talk about a couple of things that are not so great about this machine. A, you can't buy it new anymore, so that's kind of a big drawback. If you wanted to buy this machine, you would have to buy a good used one and hope that it's been well taken care of. A couple of things that I don't care for about this washer, or that some people might not care for. The agitation is a little bit aggressive. That's a bonus for me. My clothes get really dirty, and I want that aggressive wash action to get the dirt off of my pants. Some of you might put something a little bit more gentle, and you might notice excessive fabric wear over time, but you know, it's a small price to pay. Also, like I talked about earlier, is the spin speed is pretty slow. It doesn't wring out your clothes as great as these new 1100 RPM high efficiency machines, but you know, I think that that's also a small price to pay for getting clean laundry. This machine certainly will not last forever. In fact, it does need repair semi-regularly, probably once every 5 to 7 years. The great thing about this machine is that every part on this machine is still available, and every part is super, super cheap. I mean, anybody could fix this washer as long as you have a screwdriver and access to YouTube. This part of the video I just wanted to show. This is that full, thick, queen-size comforter. And it just goes to prove my point that no top loader in this world could wash a queen-size comforter. If you think that you're getting your comforter clean in a top load machine, this is what's going on underneath the lid. There's nothing happening. It's just getting wet, and it'll just spin it out and not get it clean. One thing it does really well on is the full-size blanket. As you can see, it pulls it down almost immediately, and there you see my microfiber towels getting sucked down, and it's actually circulating that blanket and getting some action on the bottom of the agitator. After this load, it turned out pretty well. The towel, or the blanket was mostly lint-free, and it smelled clean. Everything turned out great. Here's the empty wash, and as you can see, I mean, there's some real action going on over here. I mean, look at that water. I mean, that's serious wash action. Those microfiber towels are getting whipped around in that water like nobody's business. I'll let you listen to this so you could hear the water splashing around. I did another load. This is a full load of cotton t-shirts, sweaters, not sweaters, but thermal shirts. And just notice, instant turnover. I mean, it really pulls it down and takes care of business. This is a load of whites. As you can see, instantly getting pulled down into the agitator. This load turned out fantastic. That's why I own this machine. I think it's a fantastic machine and super easy to repair. My final load was a queen size sheet set, which consisted of the fitted sheet, a queen sheet, and 2 pillowcases. And of course, as you can see, instant, pulls it down, takes care of business. Despite it developing some huge air pockets, this machine just really pulled it down into the water and got it to that bottom of the agitator. Ultimately, it did a fantastic job. It washed really well. It spun everything out adequately, and I was able to finally get those queen sheets clean instead of just swirling them around and trying to let the soap do the work. So you're probably wondering, why am I doing a review on a 20-plus-year-old washing machine? Well, it's good for you guys to know that there is something out there that actually can get your clothes clean in 30 minutes and not an hour later or 2 hours later, depending on what cycle that you pick. The only issue is that you have to try and find a reputable used appliance dealer and buy something that's nice and clean and works really well. And hopefully you have a reputable appliance dealer in your area and that you could just buy a good used machine. It's also a lot cheaper to buy a pre-owned machine. This washer, in fact, I sold it 2 days after I made this video, and I got $250 for it, which I felt like is a little cheap, but you know, it is what it is. This is a good machine, and whoever owns this is going to have many, many trouble-free years of clean laundry. It's really important to make sure that the person that you're dealing with when you're looking to buy a used appliance is a reputable dealer. You could always look up their business on Google, the Better Business Bureau, or Angie's List if they're on that, although I don't really care for Angie's List myself. But Google is definitely your friend. If that appliance store does not exist on Google, chances are they've probably only been there for 3 months, and they may only be there for another 3 months. So if they're offering you a 6-month or a year warranty with it, you got to think to yourself, geez, this place has been here for 3 months and they look like they could be gone tomorrow. So you got to take the warranty with a grain of salt sometimes. But if a business has been there for many years and they have multiple positive reviews, then chances are pretty good that you're going to have a good experience with that dealer. It's always good practice to make sure you always pay with a credit card, so that way you have that little bit of protection if something does go wrong. And if they don't honor the warranty, you could always just, you know, kind of fall back on your credit card company to get your money back on that machine. If the appliance dealer does not accept credit cards, just don't buy from them. Once you give them your cash or check, or however you decide to pay for it, maybe Bitcoin, I don't know. But once you pay them, I mean, it's done. They're very unlikely to give you your money back or pick up the machine or replace it if you've already been paid and there's no recourse for them. Unless, of course, they're a reputable business, like Lorain Furniture and Appliance. Shameless plug. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely, if you own a direct drive washer, keep it, and keep it forever, because it's a really good machine, and there's not anything out there new that works better than this old tried and true top load washer. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.